Howdy doody everybody, my name is KevGuuey and welcome back to Crystal City. It's the last episode. You can click on the eye at the top of the video to watch the previous episodes. Get caught up. Oh, what have you done? She stood up and looked at me. Sadness. I fixed her clothes and pulled her hoiked skirt in place. Sorry I'm late. It took some time for me to realize what these bastards were planning to do. You must have made the whole scene for someone to call you. Probably such freaks cannot get laid even with their lady friends, so they... What have you done? Why? I'm a robot. It was one of my functions. Don't you get it? I stroked her hand reassuringly. I get it, but you're not just a robot, and they are less than human beings. Therefore, it was necessary. Jerks must be punched in the face. I had the feeling that I was quoting someone, but I did not care. Thought it was worth it anyway. No, you do not understand. It was a crime and a sin. I cannot do anything now. You silly. She took my broken hand covered in blood and put it between her palms. I do not feel anything. If I am not connected to the module, I would have put up with it, as always do. Can you feel now? Yes. What do you feel? Feel gratitude, pity, sadness, pain. My ass hurts. She smiled as if to cheer me up, but I did not appreciate the joke. I felt the same way. Felt pity, sadness, and pain. And guilt. For us humans, good people who have learned not to inflict pain on each other and transferred brutality to machines. That's when our machines prove to be very similar to humans. You can feel pain too. Go away. I can't. You know what I mean. Yes I do, and thank you. The android's face became passionless once again. She no longer felt the pain, or in more exact terms, she wasn't paying attention to it. Citizen, you are charged with deliberate attack on the citizens of the Crystal City. You are accused of causing injury. You've been found guilty. You are sentenced with decreasing the rights of detention for forced treatment. The sentence is effective immediately. Order you to follow me to the correctional institution. Like this, very quickly. Apparently, the court is also automated. It is convenient, no bureaucracy, and no corruption. What's going on here? It was pale. Her hair was a little wet. She was probably vomited. She had probably vomited in the toilet. There she looked very cute and frightened. I think you're getting a divorce soon enough. Oh. Idiot. What have you done? For a while, Doc watched me laughing with surprise. He repeated the words of Guarda, but he should not have known about it. The prison was not equipped with obsolete holographic communication units. They were needed only in the clinic where people with damaged terminals sometimes got. When I saw Professor Tin using my virtual glasses, I saw all of him. Not only his transparent head, Doc seemed very real. His old-fashioned frock coat was decorated with some fluorescent blotches. He was failing a gold watch with a chain. What a weird mix of retro and modern, as if he was older than he appeared to be. Why did you do that? Jerks must be punched in their faces. I still like the idea despite the consequences. Do you understand that you were sentenced to isolation for 10 years? 10 years? For a couple of pokes? Exactly, for an intentional violence. The sin, our legal system is closely associated with religion. It is quite understandable since it is a world where the god is not a myth but an objective reality. I was examining my fingernails. I have to cut them. 10 years. I'm really a fool, like Guado said. When I remembered her being assaulted by those two bastards, I realized that there is no regret. Let it be 20 years for that matter. Jerks must be... I'm repeating myself. I cannot get you out. I'm not some kind of the president of the earth. I am just a doctor in the clinic. I volunteered to be your therapist, one who will try to stop the dangerous deviation in your behavior. If I do not succeed in 10 years, you will go to the outcasts, mon cher. Those outcasts again. Who are they anyway? They are outcasts. They live in the suburbs outside the Crystal City. They are criminals and perverts. Like deviants? The professor laughed and snapped the lid of his gold watch. Not quite the same. Deviants are just a group of imbeciles. A youth movement. They are just likely to enjoy shocking the public, but do not break the law. They portray themselves as rebels, but in fact they are just cowardly kids with shitty tempers. Teachers' mistakes. He looked generally sad as if this was his fault, though he is not a teacher. It doesn't matter. I'm a key person. If I need it, I will go away to another world. Doc burst in laughter. As simple as that. Where will you find a portal person? They are rare here, and who needs an agent whose double is in prison? I haven't thought of it through, I must admit. How exactly will you treat me from those dangerous deviations? Will it be hypnosis, electroshock, lobotomy? Who do you think I am? What barbaric methods? But you're familiar with the terms, I see. Martin looked embarrassed again and clicked his clock on a chain. These methods are obsolete and they do not work. Person should fear separation from the society, loss of freedom, and the basic life aspects. That being said, I will not be allowed to choose my lunch. Will it be a pizza or a steak? They will not broadcast everyone masturbating in jail? In general, yes, something like this. But after again, in this prison, I felt much more relaxed than on the streets of Crystal City. Yeah, right. They could not find anything less frightening. Looks like you decided to go to the outcast. Well, I'll try to convince you. 10 years is a long time. I can succeed. This will be my therapy till tomorrow. What? When did I decide that? And the professor disappeared till tomorrow. Well, at least he has someone to talk to. Not that it is a big deal. I have already walked across the prison. Although this word was not quite coming to the institution, more of a sanatorium, a shelter for those who stumbled. Whoa, that's trippy. I haven't seen neither guards nor closed doors. Barracks were like multi-family houses. There were residents, some of them. I decided not to bother them. There were also gardens outside. Busy, enthusiastic convicts in orange robes were working on some of the flower beds. They looked quite satisfied with their lives. I did not distract them as well. I think there are also libraries and gyms and pools. What a resort! The only thing that limited their freedom of movement was the transparent sphere of energy. Such lock cannot be picked easily. For some of them I snuggled on a jail bed. It was a clean, beautiful, modern bed. A very comfortable one. Then yet again I went to investigate. To get into such posh prison on the earth, one had to steal a lot of money or kill a lot of people. What the heck is that person doing? Austin thought I stopped near one of the flower beds. A slender blonde bent above the flowers with a small shovel in her hand. Even their convict robes were tailored in a way that accentuated a beautiful body. Look how nicely it fits her tight ass. Do you like it? A lot. Hello, who are you? The girl stood up and turned to me. What a great front view with that plump juicy camel toe covered with soft orange fabric. No one wears underwear here. Having realized it, I looked at the flowers. Very nice. Yes, very beautiful. The girl burst out in laughter. Involuntarily, I glanced at her breast and moved as she was laughing and blushed. You mean me or the flowers? Both, although I licked the flowers not as much. Oh, sorry. Why? It was a compliment. Very awkward one. I find it hard to communicate with beautiful girls. Oh, compliment again. Once you get laid so badly, you were even brave enough to try to pick me up. Fine, I managed to look away from her breast and looked into the face. A blonde girl with long, thick hair and delicate, pleasant features. What's not to like? Why should I be afraid? I'm a telekinetic. A what? You're a telekinetic? But my eyebrows going up and a smile appearing on my lips. Fairly a foolish one. For real? Cool. Her reaction seemed to surprise her. I can break you into pieces with the power of thought and fertilize this flower bed with your severed arms. Alright, you didn't have to go into this, specific descriptions of what you're gonna do to me. I mean, it was fine just the way you were saying you're a telekinetic. I still did not believe it. In my mind, I understood that this was possible, but it's difficult to believe in something that you consider to be fiction all your life. Moreover, who did not dream of having superpowers in childhood? And some adults have such thoughts. Awesome, can you not do it yet? I was going to have a snack, and nothing you will be comfortable to keep the spoon with the feet. Not that flexible. Girl giggled. Apparently she tried to imagine the scene. May I join you? I'm also a bit hungry. Sure, I'll be glad if you do. Call me Dari. Not Dari, not Dari, but Dari. Got it? Got it. And you can call me Aki. Not not Ki. Well, you got it. Dari laughed again. All of a sudden, she slapped me on the shoulder. You're not bad. Let's go to the dining room. Will you make a bet? What kind of bet? You're a total newbie here, aren't you? We make bets on what kind of food we'll get today. Now it is 7-1 on Dari dishes. Turned out the pockets of my orange road. I have nothing to bet. I have nothing at all. Your account also blocked, or have you just run out of bonuses? No idea. I don't even know how to check my account. Dari looked at me very curiously. Amnesia. I do not remember anything. Girl bent down to pick something from the ground and handed it to me. Dropped something. Took a condom, wrapped in plastic, put it in my pocket, and of course turned red. I'll hardly forget how to blush it seems. Somehow it seems to me that that's not a bad thing. After lunch, I invited Dari to my place. I do not know why. I haven't made myself at home yet. There's nothing interesting in my cell room. No personal belongings, a standard furnishing, a bed, a table, a chair, an empty closet. Well, alright. I mean, it's a jail, so what do you expect? However, she came. Again, we discussed my win. Following the instructions of the prisoner, I transferred a 10 on the Toad's account and won as much as 200 bonuses. Triple win because we were served with milk soup, meat with cream sauce, and a milkshake. You're very lucky. How did you manage to get into jail with such luck? Punch a couple of jerks. Girl looked at me as it seemed with respect. And how did you get in here? Almost the same, but I've torn the bastard into pieces. Looked at me waiting for my reaction. Oh, so she's a maniac. Well, it's hard to say by the look. She is so petite, warm and fuzzy. Why did you do that? He tied me to the wall and dressed me and tried to cut. That exactly moment I learned about my powers, he was swept away from the room. I was washed over with blood. Well, that is actually very reasonable to what you did. I touched her neck and I saw a scar visible from under the collar. I reached out my hand and touched it too. Poor thing. Dari stared at me with wide eyes and even backed away. Aren't you afraid of me? Why should I be afraid? It's not like I'm going to hurt you. On the contrary, I really like you and feel sorry for you. Excuse me if my pity hurts you. Girl laughed. Pity? Hurts? But soon enough, her laughter turned into sobs. She squeezed up against me and buried her face in my shoulder. She was crying. Soft blonde hair tickled my cheek with caress. Hugged Dari and began stroking her head. It's okay. Nobody will hurt you. I know, but I may. I looked at her and I saw her face. I looked into her blue-gray eyes. No, they were the color of steel, which reminded me of metal. As if she were a robot. Nah, they can't be. I dropped my silly thoughts and kissed her. I was thrown up in a way. I hit against the wall under the chamber ceiling. I did not have time to regroup and crashed face down. I do not know how I managed not to faint. Dari rushed to me, but stopped a few feet away, not daring to come closer. Are you okay? Are you alive? I am, yes. It's really cool. I have never thought I'd see this with my own eyes. Superpowers. Childhood dreams of mine. I already stood up, rubbing my bruised parts. I got hit pretty badly after all. The girl did not know whether to laugh or to cry. I was scared for your life. Scared that I would tear you like that one and wanted to push you away. I think you've done it pretty well. I chuckled. Dari giggled as well, but she stepped back. Why, everyone is scared of us. Telekinetic people get here when they broke someone apart or crushed someone in a bloody mess. Telepaths burned someone's brains. One can even levitate. He got out the window and his tormentor just continued to hang around his neck and choke him. But he could not bear it and fell from a height. We're all killers here and we all have powers. In my world you would. In your world, the rest had blabbed away too late. It's a secret. Can you keep it? Girl nodded. Okay then, in my world you would be superheroes. You would fight against crime and save innocent. We have no crime. Why are you so sure? In that case, who tortured, strangled, and cut you? For those law-abiding citizens, and deviants can use beating up from time to time. Girl was shining. She looked thoughtfully. Probably she imagined herself as a hero for a moment, not a prisoner or a dangerous killer. You would have awesome superhero costumes in your own signs, like Water's angel wings, for example. And all the people could be grateful to you for saving and protecting them, and the kids would dress up like you and... Stop it, shut up. Fell silent. What's wrong with her? Why are you doing this? We can't get out from here, and if it happens, then we will be hunted all over the island to be killed. No need to give us false hopes. She is right, and I'm a fool. I blew it. I made it worse. Now it's just unbearable for her to live locked up as a criminal, knowing that it could be the other way. Well, I mean, it's a different world, so yeah. Do not come near me anymore. The next time I may smear you all over the wall accidentally. I still like you, however, I haven't talked to someone for so long. And she was gone. I was left alone for 10 unbearable years. I doubt I'll survive this. This prison turned out to be much a worse place than it seemed at first. And I'm going to end the episode here, everybody. It seems like we found someone named Dari, and she, seems like she is telekinetic superpowers that could threw me around and killed someone. But anyways, I think she's cool. That's what I think. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Crystal City. We'll find out in the next episode what's gonna happen in this prison of ours. If you guys enjoyed, then please slime that like button and subscribe down below for more awesome videos. Thank you everybody for watching this episode, and you will hear me in the next one. Goodbye!